What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, in today's video, again, I wanted to give you another quick update. I am traveling back home today. Of course, that has been the reason why the quality of these videos has been pretty poor, but I am traveling back home today, so I wanted to update you on what all is going on before I leave, because I do think this thing could move at any given point, and I want you to be prepared for it. Now, it is lightning and thundering outside, so if it's really loud in the background, I do apologize, but let's just get straight into it. This shouldn't be much of a long video. I just want to update on yesterday's video. So, looking at Luna Classic, again, what we've been tracking has been this correction to the downside. I was giving you guys warning sign after warning sign after warning sign that this was likely going to happen. We looked at the leverage on exchanges. We looked at the general setup on the RSI. Everything was pointing to this crash or this correction happening, and here we are, okay? But now it's a game of figuring out, is the bottom in? Is this just a healthy pullback, or are we really going to start to capitulate towards these 30 levels before eventually looking to find some growth to the top side? Well, what we've been tracking has been this 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone between roughly 43 cents and 39 cents. I told you guys that as long as we are above 43 and 39 in this zone and holding it as support, we shouldn't have to come back to revisit these low 30s. I don't think that would happen. I think this is the zone that would hold us and then let us continue to the top side. Well, what you guys can see is that we have now come back down into that exact zone that we talked about and then started to see the bounce to the upside. Now, this was supported by a drive of bullish divergence in which we did put in the low and the lower low here on the RSI while mutually putting in the higher low on the price. And so we could kind of confirm that this is a zone of liquidity and significance, and that if we're capable of holding it, again, we should be capable of seeing some growth back to the top side here. Now, as we did start to interact within the zone and bounce out of it off that bullish divergence, we put in an ascending triangle. Now, you guys know, whenever we are in a macro downtrend and we go into an ascending triangle, we will almost always break down, right? We will almost always break to the downside out of it. But one beautiful thing about them is that these previous touches of support on that triangle then become breakdown targets or very, very strong levels of support to the downside once we do break down. And what that means is that not only now do we have the 618 to 786 box holding as support, but we also have these macro levels of support from this ascending triangle that allow us to also see the bull step in at each one of them. It's no coincidence that as we did come back down to this 786 level right here, it was the same exact level that we also put in this bottom on the triangle. And the moment that we did see this bounce, if you go down to let's just go to the 15 minutes, you can see here, where did we come back up to? We came right back up to this next level of support right here, which is where we started to look to establish support on that triangle. So it's all, people like to say technical analysis is all just coincidence, but whenever things align so well, it's almost hard to call it that. And so what I want to tell you guys is exactly what we need to be paying attention to now, okay? We saw the downtrend, we saw the A to the downside, then the B wave to the upside, and now the C wave back to the downside. And now it is extremely crucial that we finally do start to make this move out of this zone very, very soon. So at this point, what I'm going to be looking for is a move back above 43 cents. I think if we're capable, and again, I know it's not 43 cents specifically, there's a couple zeros in front of it, but you get the point, okay? If we're capable of breaking 43, we get back above this level and we start to hold it, I think that's going to be the moment where we can finally say that we're going to make some type of move to the upside, okay? I would say that we've put in the low, I've said we put in the higher low, and if we can get that bounce back up towards 43, that would be a fantastic sign that we are making the upward progress that we need to, and we can kind of alleviate some of our fears of some type of continued crash to the downside. Now, best case scenario, obviously, is that we do come in and we break 46 cents, and personally, I would be waiting to buy, not even 46, let's call it 47. I think if we break 47 cents, that's going to be the real confirmation. We put in the low, we've put in the high, or this closing high right here, we've put in the higher low, we've put in the higher high. That would then tell me, okay, we're going to make some upward progress. We're probably going to retest up into the 50s, and I wouldn't be afraid to do some accumulating up here. Okay, so at this given point, what we need to be on the lookout for is Luna Classic breaking 47 cents. If it's capable of doing so and this Fibonacci level of support does hold, I think we're in a very, very good position to finally see some more growth back up to the upside here. Okay, I think it is supported by our RSI. We look at the 4-hourly specifically. I mean, we have gotten a full reset to the downside, and we are still looking at macro divergence in the sense that we have this low, and we're still setting the higher low while mutually setting the low. There we go. And the lower low on the RSI. Whenever you have a macro level of bullish divergence like that, I mean, all of those things tell me that we very possibly could bounce at any given point. And I think 47 cents is the level to tell us that. So make sure you turn on your alerts for 47. So if we do get this move up here, you do not miss it. But although that sounds good, we also need to be aware of the fact that we are, kind of treading in a very, very murky water right now, okay? And if we do keep coming down and we lose about 38 cents, there is a strong possibility we do correct down to 33, but possibly even 30 cents to the downside, which again does look like a loss of roughly, maybe another 16 to even 25%. Now, it still does hold true that if we lose 38 cents, that is going to be the key identifier that a stronger correction is coming. This ascending triangle only confirmed that for me because this 38-cent level is the last level of support from that triangle, as well as the bottom level of our zone here. And if that is lost, this double establishment of support is lost, there is a strong chance that we do continue to the downside towards 33 to 30, which is what I call dead man's land. Now, the reason I call it dead man's land is, you guys know, whenever we have a zone between a key area of support and a key area of resistance where we just went straight through it and didn't retest anything in here, usually there is a lack of liquidity in this. And what that says is that if we do come back down under this support, there's a strong chance we're just going to go straight through this little zone here back to this resistance around 30 cents. Okay, so be aware that if we lose 38, that might be the key identifier that some stronger correction of up to 30% could be on the way. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to take some profits if you are still in the green, or maybe open up some short trades if you are shorting this thing to the downside. Okay, I'm really not all that into leverage trading Luna Classic right now because I do believe it's going to move fast and it's almost unpredictable. You never know what type of news could send this thing in either direction, but I do believe opening up some short trades wouldn't be a terrible idea if we do lose 38, because there is a very, very strong likelihood that does kind of start some type of further crash towards the downside. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that this ascending triangle did just further confirm exactly what we've been saying about this zone between 38 and 43, and that if it is lost, there's again a even more chance of this continued capitulation to the downside. Now remember, all of the trading personally that I'm doing is over on BitGet. I do believe they're the best exchange in the world and the easiest one to use with the least fees. And if you do use the link down in the description or the comment section, you will get up to $4,000 in deposit bonuses, as well as the best trader of my community will get around $1,500 every single month. So do not miss out on that opportunity, especially in a market like this. All gains are good gains. And so with that said, that's going to be about it for today's update. I will be back home and behind the camera tomorrow, so stay tuned for that and make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss tomorrow's video, and I will see you all next time. Peace.